plays. And today I am here with Mr. Eric Winfield. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
It's such a pleasure. Such a pleasure. You're an author, right?
Yes,
You're a motivational speaker also.
yes.
When did you decide that you had a purpose to help others with your writing?
I would say probably about 5 years ago. Um, I had the idea actually longer than that, but I committed to it about 5 years ago. I just felt that I had a story that could help many other people that's kind of struggling in life. So I just, started putting the book together and
Wonderful.
put it out.
Wonderful. And when you said people that are struggling in life, that hits so many different people and
Yes,
so many different areas. So, I
yes,
mean, with this being an entertainment show, I looked at it as a way of helping actors, helping filmmakers, helping models, and other entertainers to become unstuck.
definitely.
So, when I read your book and read your information, that is where I went, is
Right,
helping entertainers become unstuck.
definitely, definitely.
Your book is called Life Structure.
hmm
Tell us, when you came up with that name, what were you thinking?
Um, Once again, I just kind of looked at, how far I had came since I, started to restructure my life. And I wanted something that was kind of catchy. So I kind of looked around to see, what's been trademarked, what's out there. And I was like, hey, well, once I started over, I had to rebuild everything in my
Hmm.
life. So, I'm like, okay. So at first I said life under construction. Then I was like, no, I think I like life structure.
I like
So,
that.
yeah,
Are you comfortable with telling a little bit about your story, where you came from, and
definitely.
how you got to where you are right now?
Definitely. It's funny you asked that because so many times, people that had the struggle that I had, they're once they get to the point that they feel that they're away from it, their pride won't let them tell their story. But
Right.
there's always somebody that needs that encouragement.
True.
For myself, I kind of grew up, mom and dad in the house.
Mhm.
Mom never did drugs, dad never did drugs, but for me, I grew up kind of with the people pleasing mentality.
Oh.
My parents always gave me the best of the best. So basically, once I moved out, and I was a little country boy, and I moved to the big city, and then I found myself trying to fit in.
Oh.
And then it came to, well, if you want to party with us,
Mm.
why don't you try this? And, you can only say no so many times if you want to be included. So,
True.
long story short, I started to try things that I never thought, that I would indulge in.
Sure.
And I caught a heroin addiction.
Oh.
And 10 years I went through it. And one day, I remember just like it was yesterday, I laid out on my mom's bathroom floor because my wife had left me,
Mm.
with the kids. So I did something that nobody wants to do, and that's move back in with your mom.
Hmm.
You know, um,
You ain't taking me
but
back to my mama.
right, exactly. But one day I just OD'd in her bathroom,
Wow.
and when I look back on it, I know that more than likely I was dead
Mm.
and came back to life. But you know how someone that smokes cigarettes or whatever is like, after I finish this pack, I'm not smoking no more.
Right.
Instead of just throwing it away and stopping. But that day I was like, I'm done. And I had plenty left.
Mm.
And my sister found me and she knew something was different when I took it and I just handed it to her. I'm like, I'm done. I need to change. And 2 days later, still detoxing, still going through it, they put me on a Greyhound bus and I came out here to a halfway house. That was July 11th of 2003.
Wow.
And
So you just
so,
had an anniversary in
yeah,
July.
yeah,
Yeah.
18
Oh
years,
wow.
18 years. So I
Congratulations.
thank you. Thank you. So, I mean, there's so many people that they feel that once they reach a certain age, they have that mindset that tells them, well, I've been indulging in this for so long.
I
It's,
can't do it.
right. it's okay for me to drink and drug. It's okay for me to be in this abusive relationship.
Mm.
I'm depressed and there's no way I can be happy. So that's what life structuring is
Or
all
they
about.
substitute one for another
Right.
and think it's okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, if they were on, say, was it
Heroin.
heroin,
Mm-hmm.
they got off, but then they can drink now.
Right.
No,
Right. Yeah.
it's still an
And it's only
addiction.
going to do what you wanted to do for so long. Then you're going to want something greater.
So you went through that. So at what point did you realize that, you know what, there's plenty of people out there like me that was doing the same
Mm-hmm.
thing. I can help them.
Right. You know, um, like I stated, probably about uh, 4 or 5 years ago, and it was basically because I go to different places from time to time and tell my story and speak
Mm-hmm.
to encourage others. And this guy came to me one day. He was like, "You have a book on the inside of you." He was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Not only that, because um, I love to make people laugh.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people don't know,
So
but
you probably got a couple books inside of you, a couple more books inside of
I
you.
hear that a lot. I hear that a lot. But yeah, I have a very humorous side, so I love to make in telling and trying to inspire people. I have a way that I like to make them laugh as well.
Uh-huh.
So a guy was like, you really, should start, going out to speak more and help others. So
Is that
that's
helping with your healing process?
it does.
Yeah.
It does. And it does me good when someone reaches out to me and say, hey, you really helped me. Because
Yes.
we all know we have that cousin that just can't get right. And they only
Mm-hmm.
call you when they're, rock bottom again.
Right.
But I'm at the point now that I can recognize it because it's been so many years. So I can tell when someone really wants my help. So
Uh-huh.
pretty much I give them, direction. I'm like, hey, well, this is what I want you to do. And I want you to call me every day. And I want you to do this. And I want you to do this. And if they do it, then that lets me know that, okay, they really want to change. And it's amazing to see the structure, with the 30 days and the 90 days,
Right.
that when they take instruction on,
Sure.
and they actually see it as well. So,
Right. Well, hold that thought and we'll be
mhm.
right back after this commercial break. Welcome back to Desertwood Days. I am here with Mr. Eric Winfield. So, you've been told that you have these stories in you to write and tell your story and help others. Do you truly believe that what you're doing is helping others?
I do. I do. I really truly believe it. And it's because of the feedback that I get,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes, and I'm sure you can attest to it, sometimes when you're doing things, you know, podcasts, YouTube, and all this social media type of stuff, and you look and you see, well, it seems like, I only have this many views and no one's watching.
Oh,
And it kind of gets discouraging at times,
hmm.
but my mentor always tells me, don't get caught up in the numbers.
Right,
As long as you get that feedback from that one person, letting
right,
you know that you help change their life, you help turn their life
right,
around, as long as you know that you're blessing one person, you're doing the work, that you're supposed to be doing. So,
right. Because you know what? We all know those views mean nothing
right.
because they're watching.
Exactly. The silent
Okay,
watchers.
they're watching. But what's important is that one person that you
Right.
touched,
Right.
that one person that wants to read your book, wants
Mm-hmm.
to get help.
Right.
That's the important person that you're
Mm-hmm.
concerned about, not how many views you get.
Right.
You said something earlier, and one of our guests on one of the other shows said this also, is you're not trying to be anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
You wake up being Eric, you go to bed being Eric. So it doesn't matter what anyone else is thinking about you.
Right.
Okay, you continue to do what you're doing. And I love that you're transparent with it.
Mm-hmm.
So, being transparent with this, how did people close to you handle that?
People close to me.
With you telling your story on
Right.
social media at events, how did they handle that? Because I know in our community we like to keep things hush hush.
Right.
So
Right.
how does your family and close friends feel about you telling your story?
They're very proud of me. So I have a small circle of family and friends that applaud what I'm doing.
Good.
And then I have had a few family members that ask, well, why would you put that in a book?
Mm.
Why would you tell your story? You have a job that you work around, a lot of people, and how would you feel with them reading your book that may make you, lose your job? And I'm like, well, I'm sorry, but God put all of that on the inside of
Right.
me. So, and once again, it's plenty of people that need guidance and they need to see that, hey, I was 33 years old
Mm.
before I got it right.
Right.
So it's people that's in their 40s that's still doing the same thing, 50s still doing the
Oh
same thing.
yes, even
These
older than
Right,
that.
exactly. So they need to know as long as you have a heartbeat, it's never too late to change.
But what I love about it is that this is something that can help people in all age ranges,
Definitely,
not
definitely.
just someone that's 30. I mean, we have teenagers that are getting hooked on things
Hmm.
every day. So this is something that can help life structure. I love the colors too.
Thank you. My favorite
Very,
color. Yeah.
very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, and not only people that's battling with alcohol and addiction,
Hmm.
because I have a good friend of mine, and he may see this and he probably laugh, but he uh, pretty much he just can't settle down. You know, he's in this relationship for this month, then 2 months later he's in another relationship, and when he read my book, he was like, "Dude, you spoke to me, when you said sometimes we use things to kind of take away uh, our focus on ourselves.
Right.
So sometimes we need to push things aside so we can just figure out who we are."
Right.
So I mean, basically, I have some great quotes in there and stuff that kind of can help anyone.
So what it does, I mean, this can help you get unstuck in many different.
Right.
So for someone that's interested in your book or
Hmm.
maybe speaking with you, what is it that they're going to receive? What how will you help them or get them on the right track?
Well, I mean, anyone that's interested, I always tell people, especially when it comes to, you know, um, different things, there's different strongholds that life has on us. I was like, hey, call me. I don't care if it's 2, 3 in the morning. I'd rather for you to call me, and then rather than you do something that would take your life. You
Hmm.
know, and I mean more than anything, I'm a listener
Okay.
because you can be quick to give advice to someone before you entirely listen to what they're going through. And then a lot of people, they'll put up that wall. It's like, see, that's
Right.
why I didn't want to talk because you never listened. All you did was try to give me advice. So I listen because when you listen, basically, you can hear what that person is going through.
Sure.
You can hear if they really, really have had enough or if they got one foot in and one foot out. So
And sometimes people just need someone to
to
listen,
listen to.
not to
Right.
talk. And a lot
Yeah.
of times our immediate response is to go in and talk.
Right.
So where can our audience find you, Eric?
So I'm on all the social media platforms under Life Structure with Eric.
Okay.
So pretty much what the Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. My kids had me do some little stuff on TikTok, but hey, it gets book sales.
Yes.
But also the podcast is on Apple, Spotify, Google, Anchor. So yeah,
Okay.
we're on all of those. And as far as the book, it's under mylifestruction.com.
Wonderful. Thank you for joining us today. It was such a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for joining us here on Desertwood Days. And we look forward to seeing you next time.